Tom King's run of Batman has been long, sprawling, and had an epic storyline starting from the first issue all the way up to where we are now, which is issue 58, 59, and 60. During this entire time, Batman has tried to find happiness. He started off fighting against Bane and dealing with Gotham and Gotham Girl and discovering that he may need some form of happiness in his life, which led to him going to the button in which he went to the alternate timeline with Thomas Wayne, and Thomas Wayne told him to pursue happiness. Following that, he ran into Catwoman, asked her to marry him, deciding that he did want to be truly happy. But as we got closer to that marriage, Catwoman decided that in order to be a hero, she would have to not marry Bruce Wayne, because if he was happy, he could not be Batman. Since the events of the wedding, Dick Grayson has been shot, Alfred is currently in danger, and Catwoman ran off on her own. And during all of this, we've seen things going on behind the scenes. Things that appear to be Bane, after his defeat, having controlled everything going wrong with Batman's life. And in the background to Bane, who appears to be his bodyguard, appears to be Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman. Well, today, Batman is finally going to realize that Bane is behind everything. And what is he going to do when he finds out about his father?
Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin, a man who has built an empire from nothing. Many would say that he wouldn't know what it feels like to feel loss, or what it would feel like to answer to a higher being. But as we watch the Penguin fight Batman and be placed into Arkham, we see that the Penguin does in fact answer to someone. And those men are Bane and Batman. As Penguin's men clap and cheer for the return of their boss, Penguin's mind is more focused on something else. The clapping slowly dies down and Penguin asks, "Where is her body?" The Penguin's men bring him to the morgue and they state that they didn't want to bury her yet. They didn't know what to do, so they waited for him to return. Penguin looks down at the coffin, telling them, "Sunday, at Gotham Gardens, get 2 plots near my grandfather. One for her and one for me." As Sunday comes, the Penguin stands before the grave of Penny Cobblepot. Penguin bends down and he tosses a handful of dirt, stating that they all thought that she was small and silly. Just another thing to be passed around from man to man. The way that she was treated as if she was less than human. They never understood, they never even considered that maybe, just maybe, she had a soul. As the rain follows, Penguin walks back to his car, telling his men that their friend has expressed his disappointment with the freeze situation. Fortunately, we put some blame on Bruce Wayne, claiming some of how Gotham's first citizen manipulated the jury to help his pal, the Batman. We are to punish Mr. Wayne. Should we fail in this assignment, we are to be perceived as having failed with Freeze, and we will bear the next punishment. One of Penguin's men asks, "What are we going to do to Mr. Wayne then?" And Penguin tells him, "No, nothing as dramatic as that. Our friend has plans for Mr. Wayne, but for us to earn back our lives, we'll have to kill Wayne's manservant." Later, atop the roof of the GCPD, Gordon lights his pipe asking, "How's the kid?" Because if you remember, my dear viewer, Nightwing was recently shot in the head and presumed dead at first. Not answering, Batman asks, "What do we have here?" Gordon goes on stating, "We had an officer like that one. He came back all the way. It was hard." Batman asks, again, "What do we have here?" Gordon takes a puff of his pipe, telling him, "Yeah, okay. Same as before. Clot, drop in temperature, one difference. Scene of the crime. On our third search, we got lucky and found something underneath the floorboard. Turned out to be a feather." Meanwhile, at the mansion, Alfred tends to his cleaning duties when he hears an alarm going off that there is an intruder. He heads over to the Simonson suite to find a small bird laying amongst a pile of broken glass. He kneels down to examine that bird, and as he looks up, he notices a red dot aimed directly at his forehead. Later, inside of Penguin's office, Batman tells him, "I know about." But before he could finish, Penguin holds up his hand to quiet him. Over the intercom, a man says that they have the Wayne Butler in their sights. Are they to pull the trigger? Penguin says, "No, I think not. Instead, kill yourself in the pilot. Now." The man tells him, "You got it." And there are 2 gunshots. Penguin looks back at Batman and tells him, "Please sit. We have much to discuss." A few moments later, Batman slams his hands down on Penguin's desk, telling him, "I don't believe you." Penguin lights his cigarette, telling him, "I have the evidence. How he's killed those 3 girls, tampered with the bodies." Batman tells him, "No, you knew about the 4 women that he killed." Penguin tells him, "My actions are irrelevant. Bane is essentially running Gotham from inside Arkham. In this capacity, he has asked me to, on several occasions, help with several projects. These women, the Wayne manservant, some minor trifles here and there. Likely, he has others doing other projects, Batman." Batman stares at Penguin and tells him, "No, Bane is in Arkham, in a cell. He is incapacitated." Penguin laughs. "What a pathetic little man you are in a pathetic little costume. You have no idea what Bane is. Believe me or not, it is the truth." Meanwhile, over at Arkham Asylum, Bane curls up in his padded cell, asking, "Can I help you?" Batman looks at him and tells him, "Get up." Bane covers his head. Please don't. Please, I don't want to hurt. Please don't hurt me anymore. Mommy, the waters are coming." Batman reaches down, grabbing Bane, asking him, "Did you not hear me? I know." Batman slams Bane against a wall and he tells him, "Please, don't hit me." Batman throws Bane across the cell, telling him, "This deception is over. You've lost." As Batman begins to beat on Bane, he says, "I know how you framed Freeze. Killed those women, tried to kill Alfred Pennyworth." Bane tries getting back up, begging Batman to stop, but Batman tells him it's not hard to see that he worked with the Beast. "You shot my boy!" And a loud crunch can be heard as Batman's boot kicks into Bane's face. Bane falls to the ground and Batman tells him, "Get up." Bane slowly gets back up, telling him, "Yes, please, just don't." But before he could finish, Batman punches him again. Batman grabs Bane by the head, telling him, "Say it. Shout it proudly. I am Bane. Say it so I can tell you I'm Batman." Batman grabs onto Bane's head, and as hard as he can, he headbutts him in the nose. Gordon kicks the door open, yelling, "What the hell are you doing here?" And Bane starts to ask for his mommy. Batman turns back, shouting, "Bane has captured Arkham. He is using it as a base to launch attacks against me. This is all an act." Gordon runs in, pulling Batman away, asking, "Are you insane? Bane has been under my watch ever since you put him into a catatonic state. Bane can't walk. He can barely talk. He hasn't even left his damn room. You need to calm down. This man is..." But Batman, he turns, punching Gordon, yelling, "I know what he is!" Gordon wipes the blood from his mouth, telling Batman, "Get out. You are trespassing on city property. I will let you off with a warning if you leave now, but if you don't, all of the Gotham PD will descend upon you. And if that doesn't work, I'll just call the damned Justice League. You think you know better than us? Well, I'm getting pretty sick of you. Get the hell out of my sight." Batman leaves, and Bane is taken out to be treated for his injuries. But as he lays there, he opens up an eye, and he smiles. With no other clues to go on, Batman takes to the streets, tracking down all of those who have recently been in Arkham Asylum. First is Maxie Zeus, but as Batman beats him down, he doesn't get the answers that he's looking for. To make sure he didn't get out of hand, Batman captured Penguin, and Alfred has been watching over him. Next on Batman's list is Firefly. Batman throws Firefly out of a building without his jetpack, and as Firefly screams, Batman slowly loads his grappling gun. With one carefully aimed shot, Batman begins to reel back on the wire, with Firefly screaming. Firefly shouts that he's only been in Arkham for months. He saw everything. Bane was just in his cell the whole time. He didn't even come out. Whatever you heard, it isn't true. You got to believe me. Batman presses the button and lets Firefly freefall, asking, "Do I?" Following him was Kite Man, but all Batman could get was a hell yeah. And finally, with the last victim, Batman looks down at him, telling him to talk, and he doesn't say anything. But on the life of his child, stop hitting him. Yeah, he had a cell next to Bane, saw him every day, but he was broken. Just tucks himself into a corner, crying all night. That's the truth, oh my. Before he could finish, Batman kicks him in the face. After not getting any of the answers he wanted, Batman heads back to the Batcave. And as he arrives, it's pitch black. And then he hears a groan coming from where Penguin was being kept. Batman hurries over and he finds Alfred on the ground, asking him what happened. And Alfred says that he's here. Batman shouts, asking who? And Alfred tells him, your father. Behind Batman, standing tall, is Thomas Wayne.
And there you have it. We are left with one of the largest cliffhangers we've had in Batman. Thomas Wayne has finally shown himself to Bruce Wayne, but the storyline is not done yet. If you want to get more of this, please consider subscribing to our channel because we will be covering more. We are now entering what is known as Nightmare. And then there's another storyline in the middle of all of that about Batman and the Flash dealing with the after effects of Heroes in Crisis, another storyline we're going to be covering. It's a lot of stuff to cover here. If you want to hang out with us sometime, then come on over to twitch.tv/EligibleMonster, where you can find me and the rest of the team doing various streams, from games to Final Fantasy XIV to Warframe, podcasting about Conspiracy Cast, and doing various comic book review shows, and even doing joint gameplay with a lot of other things. We have a lot of fun there, and we'd love to have you be a part of our community there or on our Discord. All the links are down below. And don't forget, Comicstorian is where we will get you caught up on all of the lore to your favorite story.